who I've sent to Jeff, and they've come once, and that's it.
Same here.
Or enough to know, oh, my colitis is because I've spent 25 years married to someone I don't really love. I'm gonna stop coming. That happened too.
In the afternoon?
1:30 for the afternoon people.
And 10 for the AM people.
Right, 10 for the AM people.
And they stay for how long?
Well, that's gonna depend on each individual. I usually plan for 90 minutes. That's pretty typical.
Because after we do them, then you come around and you're gonna
Right,
check.
I will be hovering.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
We want you to hover.
We need hovering.
Let's talk remedy makers. Yay! So the remedy maker is this little magic black box.
That's it?
Yeah, this is it. This
I
is
was gonna
all,
be like some big.
no, this is all there is to it. It's delightfully simple. There are many of these, and some of them are extraordinarily complex. If you'd like to look these up, it's White Mountain is the name of the company, and you can just Google White Mountain Remedy Makers, and you can. There's a couple of other models that they make. This one's just fine, and it is the simplest device imaginable. It just has 3 little switches on it. And this little tiny hole up at the top, that's a microphone. Yay! So, this device is voice activated, voice programmable. Okay? So, the bottom switch here, and you're going to get a set of directions here. This thing is sort of the erase switch. You know, whatever's in memory, that just erases it. The button at the top, you hold that button in while you are speaking, and then just let it go. Okay? So you tell the device what you want, and then this well down here, you then just put the blank tablets in the well, and the little switch on top, you flip the switch, 1, 2, 3, boom, that's it. These are now charged with whatever you have programmed.
So it understands any language.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, you could do it in Spanish, of course.
There are interpreters inside of that box.
Absolutely.
Cute
Okay.
little guys.
Like Fred Flintstone, the little birds and business.
And then when you're ready to make the next remedy, you know, you just hit the erase thing and it's zeroed out and you start over.
Oh my goodness.
Okay?
Who knew?
Let me give you an example. We have this remedy here in front of us.
Is that for my friend Paula?
Yes, that is, and I'm not seeing the potency, what the potency on this is.
Oh.
See, I told you I messed it up.
Well, for the moment,
We
we'll
didn't
just
finish.
say it's 10 amp.
For which one?
For the general remedy, which is the large combination.
Yeah, that's what I forgot to do.
Okay? So, I'm just going to do this as an example. We're going to make, well, not even the whole remedy, just part of it, at 30C to 10 amp. Okay? So, the way I would do this is Teucium March, 30C, Serinum, 30C, Cinnamon Sulph, 30C, Syphilinum, 30C, Merc Sol, 30C, Metarinum, 30C, Merc Cyanide, 30C, Nap Muir, 30C, Rumex, 30C. There are many more in this combination. For this example, I'm just going to stop there. So, I now have in this device those remedies I just named at 30C. So I have some blank tablets, and I put the blank tablets in there, and press the switch, and charge these. So now all of these tablets are 30C, okay? Here's the fun part. Copy remedies left hand, all potencies 30C to 10 amp.
You didn't have to push the erase button before you said that?
I did.
Oh,
You may not have noticed it.
okay, okay.
It's almost second nature for me. So what did I just do? Copy remedies left hand, all potencies 30C to 10M.
So everything that's in there.
So everything that's in here, that was in here at 30C, is now been programmed to be 30C to 10M. So I put it in there and hit the switch, and it is now charged.
So that's why we bring back our remedies, so you can change dosages.
Right. We'll come to that in just a moment.
Okay.
Of course, the other way to do this would be to go one at a time. Teucium, 30C to 10M. Serinum, 30C to 10M. Cinnamon sulf, 30C to 10M. Okay? So I could do them all one at a time, and yet when I have a large list, it's much easier to make them all at one potency. So so you just have to keep saying that over and over again. If you like saying it over and over, fine. That's perfectly okay. Then here we have a digestive remedy. And the digestive remedy, well, that needs a potency too. Quite typical would be 12C to 2M. So in this example, we only have 3 remedies that go into this person's digestive remedy. So this one's simple. I would just go carbalanomals, 12C to 2M, Kelmia, 12C to 2M, Nux vomica, 12C to 2M. And press the button, and it's done. Okay? That's all it is. Yes.
What if you mispronounce it? Does that matter?
No. It's the intention that counts. That's why it can be any language.
Then my question is, could you avoid not using the box and then say it verbally to that and put your intention on that without the technology?
That would be a huge step forward. I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. This we need this little device
So
at least
how
for
does
the
that
time
little
being.
device work?
Oh golly! Welcome to the world of quantum physics.
I like that world.
Yeah.
Love it.
There's way too much to say about it. Way too much as to how this works. If you had any kind of background or experience in electrical engineering or physics or any of those kind of things, then we'd have at least a starting ground. Did you ever build a crystal radio as a kid?
No.
Okay, that's part of the technology, the crystal technology. So there's a lot that goes into making one of these things, and yet it's really simplistic. And I really can't, in incredibly simple terms.
The field, Lynn
How long
McTaggart.
do they last?
Forever.
The device,
Oh.
there's no reason for the machine to ever stop working, okay? The little beep sound that you hear, that's just reassurance for you. There is a battery in here, and even if the battery goes dead, the machine still works, okay? Because it's a little crystal that makes it actually work. The battery just powers the beep. It lets you know that you've done something. This one doesn't make a sound, but the other two do when you hold this in and speak.
So, sorry, so the crystal, that's all this for technology, is the crystal inside?
Basically, I mean, there's more than that. There are other electronic components in here,
Okay.
okay, that are dealing with the waveforms.
Can you manifest different things in there? Like, THC. So you
Say again?
Like THC, like the active ingredient of marijuana. So you say THC, 30cc.
Right,
That
you could
would-
say that.
And it'll give you the same type effects?
No, no, because it's a remedy.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, you can open it up and look inside. There really aren't any loose parts. There's just the battery inside, I've had this one at least, I don't know, a dozen years, and I think I've replaced the battery twice. And I just take it to the jeweler, and I just, here, put a new battery in here. Anyway, he goes, what the hell is this thing? Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that every once in a while happens, when you press the record button, you'll get some static. It's kind of, it's just the contacts get dirty. That'll happen when the humidity is high. And so you just take the button and just twist it, you know, just knock the corrosion off of the contact, right? And then that sound will go away. So there's really nothing to go wrong with these things. They're quite durable. So that's how you would make a remedy from scratch, is you just read in what it is that you want and at the correct potency, whether it's the remedies or the flowers. If you have droppers that you're going to potentize, then you need the droppers, you know, and just hold them in your hand. And again, you know, the droppers are typically potentized in a range of 12C to 2M, so you would hold those in your hand and just copy samples left hand, 12C to 2M. And you just copy whatever you have in your hand. This sort of takes it to the next level, which is kind of fun. There have been other classes, so there are other people who have these, and there have been a few occasions when, you know, they have called me with whatever sort of issue, and, you know, and so I go ahead and I just make the remedy and have them call me while they have their remedy maker in their hand, you know, and they're in New York or Washington or something, and their instructions are copy remedy Jeffrey's left hand. And it works. Okay? It's because of these remedy makers that we can make the remedies in this range, whether 30C to 10M or 30C to 10 nm. The whole idea about giving a range of remedies is that as the body is making repairs on all of these different parts, today it needs the 50M, and then it needs the 60M, and then the next day it needs the 42.7, or whatever it happens to be. But that entire array is available. When you give a homeopathic remedy that's incorrect, nothing happens. That's one of the great things about this. I mean, you somehow would have to figure out some way to make a mistake. So when you've given that entire range, the body just selects the parts it needs and the rest of it's ignored. And in classical homeopathy, you really don't have that opportunity. In using this device, you can do that kind of thing, make these very complex remedies. It's terrific. One of the other variations that you can do with this is, did you try the wine remedy?
I did.
And?
It worked perfectly.
Excellent. So, sometimes a client will go, oh, I really like red wine, but it, you know, makes me feel bad. Well, typically the sulfites in the red wine that will do that. And I've had very good luck with this, where I will just take a bottle of red wine, and again, copy sample left hand, 12C to 200C, or something like that. I will test the individual as to what the correct potency is, and it's usually a very low potency. And then they can have the remedy before and after the wine, and they, well, as you report.
I did not get a headache,
Mhm.
and I had been getting headaches when I would drink wine, red wine. No headache, no stuffy nose.
Okay.
Perfect.
And what I expect will happen is that by the time you are complete with that vial of tablets, that you probably won't need it anymore.
Okay.
You'll probably have gone through that.
I drink wine so infrequently, so it's gonna last me a while.
That's okay, that's
So-
fine. So, nevertheless, quite likely when you're done, you won't need it again,
Okay.
okay? So this means you can make a remedy out of anything. I mean, virtually anything you want to hold in your hand, you can turn that into a remedy. You have to make sure that that's going to be valuable. Like, I don't think copy cup at 30C is going to do a lot.
Right.
Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's the cure for cancer. It seems unlikely. So you can make a remedy out of anything you would like with this little guy.
Ooh, tell him the stupid story.
Gee, which,
Which one?
You were sharing that one of your colleagues noticed one of the people he was making a remedy for was particularly, well, the word stupid comes to mind, so he went back and said into the remedy maker, stupid and arrange.
right, that's true.
I thought that was funny.
Yes, that is funny. I don't know whether that turned out well or not. Yes, you can speak anything. If you have an individual who is allergic to, say, something very specific, you know, cornstarch or something, you could hold a sample of cornstarch and turn that sample into a specific remedy for that person.
Would that be true like gluten for our,
Yeah, well, gluten's just getting hyped. The problem with gluten is that everything that has gluten in it has all the same elements in it that feed candida. So, I mean, the end result is that the candida is the problem, it's not the gluten itself, you know. So, I mean, if people cut gluten out, they're gonna feel better because they're also cutting out all of the foods that have to do with candida. You know, so, yeah, this gluten thing is just one of our latest hypes. Okay. One of the ones that I use, I don't have to have a sample for this. I've had a number of people who have been in an environment that had mold. And so the actual remedy for mold is mold. So mold at 30C to 1M, or, you know, again, test to see what the appropriate potency is. But you can make a mold remedy that's very specific like that. Fun?
I think so.
Yeah.
Where's a remedy maker made?
This lady, I think she's in Arizona right now, and she's a British lady. I guess she's been doing this for decades, and I think at one time she actually used to make them, but I'm not quite sure how old she is. She sounds quite old. She hires someone to make these for her as she needs them. Yeah, so she buys the parts, and you know, they come from probably a variety of places, and you know, then she has just somebody put them together for her. So I'm guessing Phoenix. Should say on there, imported from Phoenix. Right?
So then that little device just puts it to the frequency that you require,
Whatever it is that you speak, yes.
including the remedies on the right hand side, or do you have to insert the remedies?
You speak the remedies. and
Remember,
records it.
I spoke a list of remedies
So is it
at a particular potency first.
so is it as a like, let's say like placebo effect, sort of, where you're actually
Absolutely not. These remedies are charged at the specific frequencies that we requested.
with the specific
Ingredients.
ingredients?
Yep. As long as you read it in, it's in there.
So each individual plant and flower that
Mhm.
is within the homeopathic range is recorded electronically into that little device.
Absolutely not. What this thing is recording is your intention. It's
Quantum,
mine.
It's
quantum
sending out,
physics.
it's sending out your vibration.
That's right.
The quartz crystal amplifies it and
Right.
sends that
So it's,
frequency. It's a frequency.
Yeah.
so it's a
Yes.
frequency of your vibration.
No,
because-
it's not the frequency of my vibration, it's the frequency of each remedy that I speak. Serenum has its own frequency. Anemonium crude has its own frequency.
Correct. Well then,
And the frequency doesn't change whether I
Yes,
speak
thank
it
you.
or whether you speak it.
correct. But
Okay.
then the little machine has those frequencies recorded.
They're held in a memory to be charged to the well, and then as soon as you hit the erase button, they're gone.
Got it. No, I understand that. So, but somehow electronically, those little, each flower that's used homeopathically is registered in that unit.
No,
As we speak it, only as we speak it.
So it's not saved in there.
it's not
No,
preloaded.
it's not saved in there.
Only as we speak it. So it recognizes our intention
Correct.
because we know more than we think we know when we're saying that.
You're
flower.
connected to the universe.
Sure, that's one way of looking at it,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And, I mean, you have all experienced results, so clearly this works just fine, right?
Even Douglas, my dog.
Yeah, that's the great thing, I mean, because some people will say that homeopathy itself is just a placebo effect as, as a result of the practitioner. Well, I have scores of people I have never met, and even more pets that I've never met, and, and the pets seem to do just fine. So that whole placebo notion is really out the window.
And that's explained really well in that Field book, The Field by Lynn McTaggart.
Right, that field book is an excellent read. If you haven't read that, that would
I
be.
haven't. She
There's a
was telling me about
section
it at
on
lunchtime.
homeopathy in that book.
What's the field book? What is that?
Well, let's not talk about that right now.
Okay.
There's something for
You
you
tell
to
me
do.
later? You text me later? I'll text you, you text me?
And would you use different remedies for pets?
No,
Is there
no,
something-
pets get exactly the same
Okay.
stuff we do. They get the same seasonal colds, they get the same kinds of cancers, the same kind of arthritis.
Okay.
There's really nothing unusual about them, okay?
Or nothing they can't have in homeopath?
Oh, right, right. Everything that they're gonna have, you're gonna find in this book,
Okay.
There's, yeah.
So in other words, all
What
that
they
stuff
are-
is safe for pets?
Oh,
All the
absolutely,
plants and
absolutely.
minerals and- Okay, gotcha.
The only thing you'll find is that they call kind of the same things by a different name sometimes. And they identify things, well, like, a good one is kennel cough. Oh, this dog's got kennel cough. What the hell does that mean?
Cold.
Yeah, right, thank you. And every time I've tested an animal that had kennel cough, it was tuberculosis.
Oh.
So again, the same stuff we get, obviously in the kennel, and a lot of dogs were at the same time, and it just got spread around and so on, and I have no idea what their treatment protocol for kennel cough is. I don't know.
A few $100s.
Yeah.
Yeah, antibiotics.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't know if the antibiotics killed them or the chemical.
Oh, golly, yeah. So with the pets, you would just do exactly the same testing protocol, dogs and cats, that are itchy, all the time. It's Sora, it's doggy psoriasis, it's the same stuff, right? Or they get
And
stabbed.
then we put the little pellet where in their water.
Yeah, throw it in their water is the best they'll, Some people really like to, come here you, and throw it down their mouth, but that's really not necessary. It's really great, but you throw it in their water dish, and they're getting a little dose every time they have a lick, That's really an ideal way to do that, okay? This little well, of course, you can use for not just the tablets, but if you had some sort of vessel, and you had water in it, you could charge the water as well. One of the things that I like to do is to, charge a tablet and then put it in your water bottle, right? Do that kind of thing. That works very well.
I do that with your remedies
Right, right.
all the time.
It's a terrific way for people to take their remedies.
Plus, don't you just stick your finger in it too?
Yeah, that's the other thing you can do, is after you've made the remedy, if you're just doing something for yourself, just put your finger in there and press the switch.
I like it.
You can put your finger in there and.
Yeah, just put your finger in there and press the switch.
I like this.
You can take,
And then you become the remedy?
well, then you take if I was gonna, like I have a
Transfers
cold,
it to you.
say, and so I make myself a cold remedy. Copy cold remedy, left hand, 25 M. And then I just put my finger in the well and press the switch.
He's
That-
charged. There you go.
That's how I give myself the remedy. Instead of charging the tablet, I charge my finger.
I know.
Right?
Oh, God, just.
And if I, and here, give me your hand, give me your
Oh,
hand.
I'm scared.
No, give me your hand.
I'm sweating.
So,
Scared.
if I was holding your hand and I was to do this, then you would get the remedy too,
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
okay? We could all hold hands and we could all get it at the same time.
Kumbaya.
Yeah,
Oh.
kumbaya,
Can you
right.
charge it to like love? Does that have
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And
I don't know what the result would be, absolutely, you could do that.
what?
Sure, you can program it for anything. I have never considered programming it for that. We could test whether that's viable. And if that's viable, okay, what potency,
That's kind of cool.
you know?
Can you do like levels of consciousness then and make it to like a
For levels of consciousness, if you recall, we have the elements of copper, silver, gold, and adamas.
The diamond.
And what those do is, sort of encourage levels of consciousness, depending on, where you're at on the scale and so on. You know, not everyone wants one of those, and people who do, we can do that, yeah.
Um,
I don't know if there would be another element that would encourage love. That's a good premise we could test.
Does the person have to be willing and knowledgeable that they're receiving the remedies?
They don't have to be, and I think it's a matter of integrity as to, whether or not you let them know.
Okay, this is, our children, if you have a 2-year-old, they don't know.
Oh, right.
Good
Well,
notes.
I mean, and of course, you're dealing in the child's highest and best good.
Right, okay, but Dennis, if I put in his and I don't tell him,
Oh my God.
You burn in hell.
I'm serious, these are things, it's gonna come up because there are, you guys,
Well, it's not any different with the remedies than it would be with anything else.
well, okay, as the law enforcers, they have really, and then they put, this guy is really bugging me. You put a little calming in the inmate's water and hand it to them,
We wouldn't do that.
but that would be in his highest and best interest. Because maybe the court would side better if he wasn't, going blah, blah, blah in the room.
Well, I think that's a judgment call that each individual would have to make.
I'm being theoretical, but I'm thinking, how far does this go?
as far as you want to take it, but that's where your integrity would fall.
Exactly.
And so you're doing this for Dennis, and if you're not telling him, then
Then you're doing it for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like me with my dogs. Like I just want him to shut it.
This
And-
isn't my
but
dog.
but no, but it's like me. It's like I'm not doing it for my dogs. I'm doing it for myself.
Ah, gotcha.
They're annoying me, so I just want to,
Plus, it's not like you're gonna kill him.
No. Dennis wants to.
He's
do
not gonna
this.
die
He
if you
just-
give him a remedy and you didn't
Oh
tell
no,
him.
Dennis has taken remedies in the past, and
Absolutely.
he's. I lied, Michelle, and told him that Glenn was coming next Saturday.
Is he coming?
He went, that means I'm gonna come.
Oh.
Yeah. So sorry.
Let's see if we
Okay.
can wrap up on this. Do we
Okay,
have
that's
any other
Well, you never know,
particular,
he still might
any
come.
other
because
particular
who knows what
questions
happens
on
to
this
go.
device at the moment?
No.
So we're not limited to just our list of remedies, we can put other intentions in there.
That's correct. That's correct. And any of those things that you want to do, I would just begin by testing that premise to see if it's viable.
Before a test, to helping get us the best strengthening in our system so that we're clear and calm.
Well, for you, that would be your constitutional, remember? Yes. Okay. Okay.
Well, but that's for our students.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Or like when you do whatever on
Yeah,
people,
exactly.
you can give them water with the whatever calming.
Exactly.
You can even say this